Hello everyone, I hope you're well. I'm just going to do a catch-up life update with you, tell you what's going on in my life and just catch you up on all of that. So I have bought a house with Dom. We are currently living in the house, we've moved into it, we absolutely love it. It's a really old building, it's a beautiful house. So I thought I would just do a video kind of catching you up on what's been happening. So we moved out of our flat and that's why I couldn't do Halloween. I was trying to do a video every day in October, but I just couldn't keep up with it because we moved out of our flat. And then we moved into this house, which we absolutely adore. I'll be doing little videos of me putting this shelf together because this is a built-in shelf and I absolutely love it, and putting all my books on it. I've already uploaded some, I think, by this point. But I haven't finished the shelf. I've only done these two shelves. This is deceiving. You would think, oh, she's really moved in, she's got it together. Absolutely not. The rest of the shelves are just a state, or they are empty. So we moved in and then I have bought a shop and I have opened a vintage shop. I'm not going to talk too much on the channel about the vintage shop because I like that this is a book channel and we talk about books and everything, but I have opened a vintage shop in Bristol which is going really well and I'm really excited for. Recently I've been doing a video every day or every other day, and I think going forward I am going to carry on doing that into November and December because I have to get up early to go to the shop, but I had to get up early because I wanted to paint before I opened the shop and everything, and now the house is painted. I have about an hour spare in the morning before I have to go to the shop and sort everything out to open for that. Sorry if my voice is groggy, I don't know why it's doing this. But in this, well, probably because I've just woken up, but in this kind of morning hour that I have spare before I have to go to the shop, I thought, why not make a video? Because I would normally spend this time reading, so why not do some read aloud videos? Why not do some chatty videos? I like making videos, so going forward it's going to be a video every day or every other day, but it's just like kind of a loose schedule. Talking about read alouds, I'm going to be reading aloud a Little Women on the channel. I'm reading A Little Princess currently, but that's only on Patreon. I'm reading that out, but how I'll be doing it is I'll be reading a chapter or a few chapters per video and then putting those videos out, so it'll be Little Women in installments. I'm not going to film me reading the whole thing and put it together. It'll be little installments so we can kind of read it together, which I think will be really nice. And I think Little Women will be a good pick because when I read it I wasn't a huge fan, and you all slaughtered me in the comments and were like, what? You weren't a huge fan? Hannah, you love Anna Green Gables, how can you not like Little Women? What's going on? And you were all just quite shocked that I didn't like Little Women. I did not like it, I just felt like nothing happened and I wasn't that interested in them. But you were like, Hannah, you've got it wrong. And in my edition there was words missing. So it had been printed weirdly. I showed my edition before, but I don't know the company that make it, but there's loads of classics in this edition and they're really cheap, and they have a red plastic hardback cover but gold lettering on the front, and they look like they're old but they're actually new. And sometimes they'll have like because, but it'll be like BEC and they won't do the whole word, so it'll be a mistype on certain things. So I think maybe that, sorry I've got a hair in my eye, that annoyed me about Little Women before. Maybe if I read it in a better edition. So I do actually have a really old edition that's a nicer edition and doesn't have, well, hopefully doesn't, oh my god, can you imagine if it has the same problem like bad spellings and not full words. So I'm going to read it aloud. We'll see on the reread if I like it more. It's a Christmas book, so I thought it'd be a nice kind of snuggly book for this time of year to read. So hopefully on the reread I'm going to really like Little Women. Under the Lilacs by the same author, Louise L. Alcott, is an amazing book that you have to read. It's a classic book and it's about a boy who runs away from the circus and then he hides in this town, and these two girls find him and take him home to their mum, and their mum says, oh, you can live with us. And it's about him kind of fitting into the community in the town, and it is such a good book and there's so many great things about life within it. It's not just a good book. Like Anna Green Gables, it's an amazing book, but it's not, you know, some books you read and you're like, oh, that was pleasant, that's it. But in Anna Green Gables I feel like there's so many nice quotes, there's so many nice life lessons, it's written so beautifully, there's so many like really heartbreaking moments within it, and it's just so good, Anna Green Gables. And I thought I was going to have the same feeling with the Little Women, but I didn't. But Under the Lilacs, adored, absolutely stunning, cannot recommend Under the Lilacs enough. So yeah, anyway, with the read alouds, what I was going to say is why I like doing read alouds is I feel that it helps my grammar, because when I'm just reading a book, I feel that helps my grammar and helps my kind of vocabulary. But when I'm reading aloud, I feel that helps me actually say those words. Like in my normal day-to-day conversations, I shouldn't say like, but in my normal day-to-day conversations, I feel like, oh my god, I hate it when people do it like, and it's like, do you feel it or do you not? I feel like, no. Anyway, I need to help my vocabulary, basically. Oh, why am I talking so American? I've been watching that series, The Affair, with Dominic West is in it, and that's very American, so I think I've just picked up loads of American isms, like saying like and basically, stuff like that. Oh, don't. Anyway, I'm gonna stop saying, take a shot every time I say the word like, and you'll be out of it drunk, because I feel like I've picked it up. Because I've picked it up so much. So, that's why read alouds are enjoyable. I'm trying not to say the word like, because it helps with my vocabulary. That's it. What a long-winded way of saying that there was. So I like, oh, that's the good way of using it. I like reading aloud. So I'm going to do it on the channel. Anyway, in this hour that I have in the mornings, I'm going to read some chapters of a book aloud, or talk to you about different subjects. Normally when I'm reading quite a lot of books, that's where I pick up subjects about different stuff, and in your comments you'll say stuff like when someone said, I want you to talk about the introductions in books, and then that inspired me to make a whole video about why I don't read introductions in books. So I'm normally inspired that way as well. So I haven't been reading much because we were moving, and then as soon as we moved, I then got my shop. So then I was going over to the shop and sorting that out. So I haven't been reading a lot, and I don't read in my shop. I find it quite rude when you go into shops and someone's reading behind the desk and they don't acknowledge you. They're just there, like, and they don't even say hi. I find that very irritating. So I don't read in my shop at all. I've got too much to organise at the moment to do that. But when it is all organised, I'm just going to be talking to customers. I don't have time to read in the shop, so it's just the evenings that I'll be reading in, and the morning. I don't know why I'm telling you my reading schedule. It's like a diary entry. God, it's like Big Brother when they say, today was good, yeah, we did nothing, but it was good. So, I'm going to be doing read alouds. Going to be reading aloud at Little Women. Going to be doing same, it's just the same on the channel, a continuation of the same schedule, and talking about topics, and then talking about books. I just wanted to tell you, we've moved into our house. I'm currently in it. I have opened my vintage shop. It's going really well. I love it. I can't wait till November when I can actually Christmas my shop. I'm going to do a Christmas display in the window. I've got 2 window displays in my shop, so I'm going to do 2 window displays Christmas, and then I'm going to get, you know, those gold foil garlands, and I'm going to put them along the ceiling of my shop, because I think that will look really nice. I've opened a vintage shop, so I think this gives it a nice vintage feel. Why do we not use feathers for Christmas? Let me just say that. I've been looking up vintage Christmases, and in England we always used to have feathers. Victorian times, they used to have a small tree with all feathers coming out of it. Let's bring feathers back. I feel like the only feather decorations you get at Christmas time are peacock feathers, that's it, or feathers that have been dipped in sparkles, but you don't really get much of them. Let's bring feathers back. What a random thing to say. Let's bring feathers back. Let's start a campaign. Let's bring them back. I'm going to get some feathers because I've got loads of shelves in my shop and have feathers sticking out the shelves of different colours for Christmas. I cannot wait. I have done a little Halloween display. I put 3 pumpkins on one side, then a pumpkin that I made, a paper mache pumpkin, on the other side, but I didn't do too much Halloween in the shop because around that time I was moving in, you know, October, I've been moving into the shop and everything, so I didn't do too much Halloween. Also, Halloween's kind of cancelled this year. People aren't trick-or-treating because of everything that's going on in the world. They've decided that it would be safe to trick-or-treat, which is you know, upsetting, I think, for some kids, because you only have such a limited time to trick or treat, and then people get really annoyed if teenagers trick or treat, so you have such a time to do it, and then they've completely missed out on this Halloween, which is annoying for them. But me and Dawn don't really do anything for Halloween. Well, I normally film our Halloweens, but I don't know if I will this year because we're not doing anything at all. We normally stay in and watch horror films, but I don't know if we're going to be doing that. I'll probably be at the shop sorting stuff out in the evening, so we probably won't be doing that much. I'm going to end this here. I feel I'm boring. I'm boring. I've just woken up. I feel like I'm boring. I don't have much to say. This was just a life update of what's going on. So I'm going to leave it here, continue doing the videos of the bookshelf, do the read alouds of Little Women, and then any topics that I want to talk about or any topics you would like me to talk about, please comment down below and I will talk about them. Gonna leave it here because, you know, I could babble for another half an hour, but let's not. Let's not. Let's end it here. Let's end it on a high. Sorry. Anyway, gonna end it here, and I'll see you soon for another video.